Well, my parents, James and Nancy Youngs, were very supportive of me as a youngster growing up. And when we were on the farm in Ohio, my two older brothers and I, we had the opportunity to choose whatever animal species we wanted to raise. My oldest brother chose beef cattle, my middle brother chose pigs, and I chose sheep. And I frankly made some pretty good money raising sheep. It helped pay for my undergraduate education at the University of Minnesota. And my parents were just always supportive of my involvement in FFA, and I saw this as a way, when they passed away, to be able to honor them in perpetuity for the opportunities that they gave me to help me get started raising sheep. That was my supervised agricultural experience for FFA, and for many years as a professor at Iowa State University, I taught the introductory sheep production course until I had some changes in my responsibilities, and FFA catapulted me into my career and something I wanted to do to be sure that others like me as young people raising sheep would have an incentive, something to work for. So our family relocated from Ohio to Minnesota, and I did my last 2 years of high school at Winona Senior High School. Was involved in the FFA program there. Travis Nelson and Diane Radis were my FFA advisors at that time. And they encouraged me to apply to run for state office, and I was fortunate to be elected as the state treasurer, 78, 79. And during that year as a state officer, I was also a student at the University of Minnesota Waseca campus, where I had the privilege of working with people like Dr. Jim Gibson, Dr. Ed Frederick. And at that point in my life, I was very focused on wanting to do research in animal agriculture to help make livestock production efficiency greater. And the thought of being a professor was kind of the furthest thing from my mind. But as I knew to be an effective researcher, once I got my bachelor's degree, I would have to go on for my doctorate. I was fortunate to have good mentors, Dr. Bob Jordan and Dr. Bill Boylan at the University of Minnesota Animal Science Department. Gave me opportunities and training that led me then to do postdoctoral training at Louisiana State University, where I specialized in embryo transfer technologies in livestock. My first teaching position was at the University of Idaho, and then I relocated to Iowa State University. And I've been there for 35 years, and I'm privileged now to have the title of Morrill Professor, as well as I am the endowed chair of International Animal Agriculture and serve as Associate Director for the Livestock and Animal Health Program for our Center for Sustainable Rural Livelihoods. It just gives me hope for the future of our nation and of agriculture in particular when I get to interact with the young people here. And I've been particularly impressed with the ambassadors who I've met here. Very articulate, outgoing people, and came up and introduced themselves to me, engaged me in conversation. FFA is still the great organization that it was when I was in it, and it's very gratifying for me to be in a position that I can give back to the organization that really gave me my start to my career. I would encourage people to give serious thought to making this one-time gift that will enable them to establish a legacy in whatever area of FFA is important to them. I look back to my beginning years in FFA, and as a freshman, being in the Creed contest and having older chapter members kind of reach out to me and encourage me to get involved. That also incentivized me to try to help financially support the Best Informed Green Hand and the chapter of conduct meetings. And I just know that the money is being invested well, spent well in supporting youth that are going to be impactful in the future.